Go ahead, Tushar.
Yeah, so I mean, before this project and everything, I actually created one user with Salesforce license,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to delete that user because I have to reuse that Salesforce license for the project. I
Mm-hmm.
am unable to delete, so when I search Google, it said you can only deactivate, and when I'm trying to deactivate, I'm unable to do it. So it, there will be like active, and then there'll be a checkbox. So when I'm trying to click on that checkbox to, I mean, to unselect it, I'm unable to do it. Is there any way?
Yeah, there is a way.
Yeah.
We can't delete the users. That is sentence. 100% correct. You can't delete a user. So yes, like what Google said is correct. Yes, we can inactivate or inactive the user. That's good.
Yeah, but I'm unable to do it.
Now we have to see why you are unable to do it. You
I
can't.
can show.
Yeah, of course you have to show me.
Yeah.
See, one more thing is there is a difference between there is how to deactivate a user and what do you mean by freezing a user. What is what do you mean by freeze a user? So good questions, guys. Based on this, there's another question from Bon. Inactivating the user would release the license count. For example, if Salesforce license we have only two. Already one would be counted for your system administrator. Another one is pending. So again, you're trying to get another user. So even that would be used. Now, let's assume you are just trying to simply freeze a user. Freezing user is again uh, temporarily temporarily stops accessing to the SF application. Let's say SF login, whatever. Temporarily stops accessing the SF application, Salesforce application. By doing this, still it counts the license. So why I'm talking about the license because you say a Salesforce license you have used, the second one, and you simply still freeze in the user. The moment you freeze a user, it stops. No one can work on it or no one can log into the system. That's fine, but your license is counted. Freeze is something when you go for generally for people who take a time off for 2 3 months, or some people go for maternity leave for 6 months and they come back. So till meanwhile, I don't want to delete a user from my company or from a Salesforce or not delete, actually deactivate. In that case, what we do is we do a temporary freeze so that in 6 months durations or whatever the time of period, that particular user should not log into the system. That's the reason we use freeze. And but how are the license would be counted in that case? When we say deactivating a user, yes, for sure, the moment I deactivate the user, he would not be able to log in for the other steps. If this particular user is being added into a workflows or somewhere else, if it is referenced, it will ask you to alternately change to someone else because you are deactivating the user. Someone leaves the company, so that time we do these options. Or no more, we are working with that particular client. Like say some company like insurance app, McDonald's is being given to a small vendors to develop the application, and thereafter, so we have let's say sys guys, we all are working for the McDonald's thing. So the McDonald's altogether, moving project from A to again to a different vendor. Could be Deloitte or someone. So that time what happens? These are the developers who are existing. We have to deactivate those guys. They should not log into the McDonald's for any other purpose. Now the development is altogether moved to a different company. So in that case again they are deactivate the users. So what again? How it helps is no more we would be able to access systems, and the moment we deactivate, the license would be counted back. So these are two general points which I want to tell on how do you deactivate and what is the benefit of it, and what is a freeze user. So these are the admin stuff. Okay, now answering to you is if you try to deactivate, still you are unable to do it. Maybe if that user is referenced something else or somewhere, maybe in the workflows or somewhere it is referenced by default automatically, it will not allow you to do sometime. So let's see why it has been causing or why it is says that I cannot delete. No, deactivate. Let me share
Um,
access to you.
no, I don't know. For some reason, my Salesforce, I cannot log in.
Huh?
And yeah, suddenly, I mean, I was trying to do the correct password only. Suddenly,
No, that happens for me too. In the evening, some I forget the Salesforce password. Then if I want to reset, it doesn't send me the reset email immediately.
yeah, even I did the same thing right now, and I'm like literally refreshing my Gmail for
Yeah,
multiple
it
times. I'm
happens.
not
Then all
getting
of a
it.
sudden I remember the password and it will work. So
Oh.
I have come across that situation.
I mean, this is not like I forgot the password. I know the password, and it's already Google Chrome already. It's
Maybe
Oh,
last
but
week we saw something, right? The maintenance window. When is that?
that was 12th, 13th or someone,
That
somewhere that time. Yeah.
oh yeah, yeah, 13th or 12th.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in the weekend only, not like. mm,
How come the password? So you guys don't remember the password means like in the browser. So the moment you type some name and then you automatically the password is not remembering. I mean, my laptop is a company laptop, so they don't remember any password.
I
Uh,
mean, I have a saved one. Like my Chrome, it
it
automatically
remembers, right?
gives my
Yeah.
password.
Mm.
But I tried, and I know the password also. I tried. I mean, just now, I just typed users in the setup, and when I did it, it redirected to login. And when I'm trying to log in, it said this.
Yeah. Sometimes I feel even if I type the right password, it doesn't take.
Yeah.
Mm.
Or I don't know. Maybe fat fingering somewhere.
Okay,
Oh God.
so escape. Then, if not working in one browser, it should check with incognito.
Okay. But Kant, I have a question for you. So you said I'm unable to deactivate, right? But that time, I mean, before all this, I have assigned the profile as system admin. Maybe that would be the reason I'm unable to deactivate. I just
See, if
remembered.
you're in a role or only one system admin is there, and even that
Yeah.
guy you're trying to modify, if you think, then it will be a problem, no? You getting?
Uh,
So one system admin we have, let's say who originally logged in, and you create another user. Now from other user you going, and then you are trying to downgrade the profile or trying to deactivate the original user who actually you created.
mm-hmm.
So if you do that again, one thing is what I'm trying to say is your primary user something you're disturbing it, or um, where you are trying to deactivate by yourself. The logged in user you are trying to deactivate by yourself. So which will not happen. No?
Okay.
So I just want to have that confusion. So to whom you have logged in and to whom you are trying to deactivate.
Okay. I did it as system admin only.
Okay, then the
Uh,
deactivating a user is who. So that is the reason if you see your UI, you would easily get to
Yeah,
know
yeah.
where
I'm
is
so
it.
sorry. Suddenly it got. I was working since morning, and I don't know. Now only it happened like this. Oh God.
So no problem. So when you just simply log in, then let us know.
Yeah.
So those
I will tell you.
no problem. So
Sorry.
any others
That's the
has any
only question.
questions?
No, I don't have any for
So let me
today at
finish this
least.
off auto response and escalation tools today.
Yeah, before we have questions, you finish it off. Otherwise, we'll start with our questions.
No, no problem. No, I'm just saying that if you don't have questions, we'll quickly cover this up.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so on continuations of Service Cloud, the last portion which you see is auto response rules and escalation rule. So when do we get this auto response and escalation? So ideally, when you try to close the case, somewhere we have to get an auto response rule. When did I say? When you create a case and it automatically say that no reply emails, you should get it. You guys getting no reply emails, something that you don't reply back to that particular email. So create a case. Thank you. I have to thank you saying from no reply, and you do some activity change again. I have to reply back to you. So automatically systems are responding you back whatever the change you are doing at the system. So those are comes in the auto response rules and the escalation rules something. We give a timing on still so far, let's say 2 days or 3 days, some SLA we have, and no one responded or no one touched the ticket. So in that case, I would escalate the case to L1 to L2 team. So that also we can do it. So let's quickly see how do we do implement this auto response and escalation rules. Then I want to just give highlights of what is the record types we're doing, and then quickly I wanted to get into chapter number 20 to 23. So if I do this, so I would feel that okay, more 6 chapters to go, then could complete the development sorry admin stuff. So that is what my idea. But not we are not just skipping something, but this is also the general thing. It is not a very topic oriented stuff, but ideal way of understanding for your how do we package a system, how do you deploy things, how do we do package and manage the package, and how do we see debug logs, all those we'll see it. So I'm going to start from chapter 20. Only few things is missing here is the jobs we don't be able to see right now. Why the jobs would be able to see is because this is for development we do it, and it's scheduled jobs or something. Otherwise, I think I can cover up all. So 20 to 23 chapters, if I do, it will be good enough to cover up these areas. Because or else the syllabus is too vast again, where I wanted to implement quickly, and then we will be focused completely on something logical things we'll be doing. So we'll on the floor. Let's go, keep going there. No one to stop. So that is my idea. So let's start now with auto response rule. Okay. So just go to here and type auto response. Case auto response rules. Case auto response. So you'd see majority of the difference, are the same, similar, like how we have a case, same thing would be there for lead also. Even the lead also has auto response rules. So if either of any one thing you learn, then other would be easy enough because same we are doing it. Automatically determine which email template to use when sending auto response messages for new cases. And so let's try to create a new case. We'll check out what is the thing that we're getting it when we try to create a new case. So let's try to create a new case. Then assume what is happening and what is the change after the auto response will happen. So customer name, and then count is a software institute, and then type is other, and case is in food means some random text. Okay, I'm not going to click any of this thing. I'm just going to save it. Okay, by the way, what is the boss? um, Let me quickly check what boss as an email he has. If he has some random, I wouldn't have getting that. Okay. So what I'm trying to do is I'm checking this. No, look at this email. So if this type of email though is okay. Now referring both is fine because there's an active email, so that email would fire for this particular case. Then I can quickly check them out. I'm gonna do save. So now case has been created. So case created, subject this. Hmm. Any emails fired? So I have to check my email also whether any email been fired. Look at there's no email been fired on the case creation. You guys getting? So specifically when I'm creating from my application, there's no case email been fired here. Yes, of course I can make them automatic when you are trying to deal with a case has been created. I want to fire an email. So how do I do? So come to autoresponder rule. Go click on new. It will be the same as like how other assignments or rule name we're giving the same way. Auto case. Case. I'm gonna make active because only one can active at the same time here also. So I'm gonna click on this rule name. So then we ask for a rule entry. Is I'm gonna click new. Starting out as one. First thing let's see. Specify the name and address to include the auto response message line from. Name and address you have to give. Reply to address template. Specify whether the copy of all recipient recipients service and code. So respective give from phone, email, web, whatever. Okay, it specifically tell for email and web we are automatically sending the case which you are trying to create over the UI, which is called phone. For them only, I'm trying to respond this back because when we try to create somewhere is how when we try to create from web to case, I think we would have got an email. Um, okay, no problem. I don't see something. Um, so what I want to do is, so what basically I'm trying to do is, I have created the case auto rule name, and then I have just come here. I'm saying that if the case origin is equal to phone, so then I would automatically fire the services for us. Now in this case, your email ID should not be used already. So in that, I'm just trying to say that no reply no reply address or no reply. So what is this? McDonald's. The sender email address must be either one of your verified. So who is verified? Jamster is already verified now. So no, that was for something onto the email trigger cases. Sorry, email web case. Sorry, web email case. Yeah. In the email case, I've referred your Jamster, your name, right? So
Yes,
at
yes.
the time we verified. So here also we have. So I could say that no reply. Now let's use Sandeep's email. Yes, only Sandeep sent me. Hmm. Sandeep, can you ping or in chat? I don't have here. Auto response rule. I'm gonna configure Sandeep email. Not sending. Sandeep there?
I can send if you want.
Oh yeah, okay, you send it to Shu, no problem.
Hey, done.
Yeah, okay, there. Okay, send.
Okay.
You want my email ID?
Yeah,
Sandeep MV015.
so we're gonna quickly check here. Okay. Hmm. Allow all profiles to use this email address. Okay, see. Now you would have got an email to your Gmail something. So could you verify this? So look at this. Still we have org wide default verification. It goes to still the classic. This UI is not moved. I was still in the classic. I was in the Lightning experience. So the moment I click on the org wide reset, address, it has come to the classic. Look at this. Few areas, so they didn't move to Lightning experience. That's the reason. Still the classic holds some place. Even sales was scared of which page will go. Did you get a chance to verify? Yeah, it's verified. Okay, now Sandeep email is the one which we are going to give because firstly, the email which we are trying to do is it should be org wide. The email address should be verified. Only such email IDs we can use it to for this broader level conversation. Now, select the template to use. Now, let me choose any templates we have already. So, as an email template, uh, case created, case response, standard response for customers. Okay, I can say this is a case response which we have. Case response, I'm going to use it. This template, I'm going to use it. Now, we see what is that response basically has is templates. We have multiple templates. You can describe what they are doing individually. So, one of them is case response. If I click them, so this is a response which you have. Hey, contact first name, case solution description. Thank you. So we don't have a solution at all for them. Firstly, it's a new ticket which I'm trying to do it. Cases and Okay, let me use this template. Thanks for creating a contact. So let me try to do this activity. So what's template? Case created for inquiries. So this email would be fired from our no reply email. So let me use that. Case created for inquiries. So I'm using this. Okay. Now the moment when we try to create a case and the origin is phone and we're going to reply from this particular email address and this is a template that will fire. So that is the ultimate goal of this. If the surveys are enabled and in a survey, things also would be responded back to them. Survey enabled. Select a default commit for creating a public survey invitation. No problem. Servers are just generic, need not to be things required to run. So if you wanted to go back, enable them, you can enable them. Customer
Shrikant,
service. Huh?
what is the sort order? The first one, the first step.
Let me explain that.
Okay.
So let's say if you have a 10 entries. Now the first one you're firing for case origin equals phone. Now there will be case origin equals to email. The
Well,
case origin equal to web. So you can have different entries and which one you want to make it as a first to fire or to know to check for the rules and regulations of the criteria. Not 10 also would fire in one go. So one after the other things has to go by rules and criteria because only one case what is this auto response will be activated. And though you create as many, we don't worry about them. Only which is activated, we are gonna be worry about those guys. Now when I say only one active, I have to make sure the criteria which is inside that should fire. Yes, of course, one active rule can have as many entries. In as many entries, again, you can sort them by which one should be executing first, which criteria should execute first. Because each and every criteria are defining your own email or your own template to fire. So like that, so multiple entries would be there. So if you give an order now, based on the order, whichever the criteria is matching, so they will execute. You got it?
yeah.
So let's say in order one, you're saying that welcome email. In the order two, saying that so please contact this ABC guys. The third is saying that if any have questions, please connect to this another team you're sending it. So multiple things you're doing, but you wanted to have a step by step things. So that time make use of this sorting order.
Okay. So for any case, you have to um, mention the rule and the criteria.
Of course, for assignment rules, for auto response rules, even for escalation rules which are gonna come everywhere, you see this entry criteria and then you see orders. So all we say is what is your order of execution should be, in which one I should fire first, so that they are reaching first, and then next we going. It is your decision that what we should be the first. In whatever the case, that is a priority one that will run. Here in my cases, it's a create case. In a create case, I'm saying thank you, man. That is my priority. Then I tell them what is A, B, C, and other stuff and do it. Maybe not. I would not send an email also in case, but however, this is an autoresponder, right? So in autoresponders, we are trying to send the email back. In the case version for a phone, I'm giving much more priority than other things you see. So first, I'm gonna give an email for these guys. Always it comes and checks. Okay, this guy has a phone as a origin or not. Okay, if not, that's fine. Go for second. If it is there, then fine. This is the first. So like that it is.
Mhm.
All right. So I think we have enabled it. Now let's create another case to the boss only. Mm, on to case. Clicking new case. The case version I'm gonna say phone. The contact is boss. So why I'm choosing this guy is because his email ID is matching.
Yeah.
So what I was doing is I was trying to create a case. I was just choosing the case records, phone, case, reason.
Okay.
Someone is posting they require these and they require in the area. It's okay. So the case is created. So basically case created the subject. Any emails fired? No. Let me go to that email and check. What went wrong? This email is verified and then is active. Whenever the case was in rule is equals to phone. So what's happening? To on.
Hello.
Yeah. So let me try once again. So no problem. I'll check on the autoresponder why it's not firing. Firstly, I should check email deliverables are correct. If an email is not delivered, so first thing is what you have to do is email deliverability you have to check. In your R, you have to check with email deliverability. It should be saying all emails like this. Then it's correct. Why specifically autoresponder email is not fired, then I'll figure it out. Because we are trying to create a case, and autoresponder should say back to them saying that on the creation of a case, something are replying back to them. Let's do one thing. One more thing I want to do at the same time for the auto response rule. It says something auto response. When I just created time, you're gonna say the response. Let me put another one where case origin is equal to email. Let me save this. So next is email to case. Something we did. Let me come from there. Email to case. So I'm gonna send an email from here. Let me compose an email and I say to the subject McDonald's issue with food. Rating, please correct. Something you're just saying and then you're sending it out. You sent an email or whatever to Salesforce, so they should have created a case, and in response, they also should send back something. Let's say firstly the case is created. Case email we have there. This one. McDonald's issue with food. So this is a case. All open cases. This is the one which I got today. It just says email to case. Yes. Automatically, Bose has been attached here. Please connect back with me here. Look at this. There is a mail has been sent from to Bose. Thank you for contacting with us for your inquiry. This has been happened. Why that email is not showing in my inbox? Look at this. We got it. You see this? No reply, McDonald's. No reply, McDonald's. Is the one in the auto responsible I've mentioned it. Okay, let's talk this here. So I went to the auto responsible now. So first thing is what I've did is let me try to send from outside thing, like say web to case or email to case. You're coming from outside, so automatically this case has been fired. So when you're doing at your system, when you're trying to create a manual tickets, this has been not fired. Auto response rule not fired at that time. So that we have to check. But anyhow, so I wanted to check from whether outside when the tickets are flowing in, let's say email to case or web to case, it'll work. So I've specifically talked about only phone and the email when it comes as a case. I wanted to give an auto response rule. And the auto response rule says case creation, a template, they are setting it up. So now in my auto response rule, I have just mentioned what to be replied back.
So, Kant, one quick question here. So, Why didn't we get an email when it was uh, like you selected it as phone, right? That time you did not get the auto
Hmm.
response email.
So when we try to create manually, we are not
Mm.
activating any of the assignment rules. We're not caring about anyone.
Okay.
So we just simply flatly we're creating it so that the system creates a ticket and then fine. When system comes from outside, I mean from a third party, let's say you're coming from a Gmail or you're coming from web to case. So that
Mm.
that time these assignment rules are automatically active. So we'll see
Okay.
while creating a case along with assignment rules if I do something is working on or not. Let's see that.
So you're doing for phone type or on only email and web?
No, I'm gonna do for phone type and check if I do assignment rules and send a notification to customer, what happens? Let's see.
Sure.
So now at least we'll get to know. Okay, this is my where is my auto response rule? Yeah. In the auto response rules, I've given case origin equal to phone email. See, no reply McDonald's which I got now. So this is a sender from email ID. So that means we know it's no reply. We cannot reply back to those guys. We think that. So from McDonald's, we got a response. You raised a concern and responded back with this thing. So this is valid reason. Now the same way, when I tried to create a phone, why you didn't reply? Okay. Now maybe I didn't activate any assignment rules. Still fine. So let me go to cases. Let me create a new case. So I'm gonna send this time with the case. Same as same Jagdish only. Case origin. I'm gonna keep phone. Count you can give it. Look at this. Using active assignment rule, send notification email to customer contact. Um, so I'm gonna say test case with phone. I'm gonna do both. Assign active rule. What are you gonna fire? Or if you want to send notification to your customer contact, when I say what you want to do. Because when you create a manually keys, no, so you sometimes you may be wishing to send a email to customer or may not be. That's the reason I think when you create a manual case, so they are not allowing you to do so. So let's see. So simple case I've created. Look at this. Assignment rules automatically I think one fired. Case created. Emails. Ah, email has been fired with us. Okay, now let's go quickly check the email has been fired if you see. Hmm. So one thing we can understand here is on a case creation, so we won't fire it. From a case creation point, and then from a Salesforce, we're gonna respond back to those guys. At that time, we're gonna use this auto response rules. Same template has been used in the send a response to the customers. At that time, we're using this, but for no reply things, we're not using that. So meaning what it is, if you see on a creating of a case, on a creating of a case, what it is, we choose this thing, send notification to customer. It notified when you create a case. Yes, of course, this is the thing that we have to do it. So when it come to the workflow, I think we can get to know on a, creating a record what I should do and an updated record what I should do. So there you'll get to know. So currently, when you're coming from outside the systems, only for them auto response rules are fine. Say auto response rules on Salesforce. They'll give a guide saying that when to be set up for this. So it says auto response rules let you automatically send an email response to a lead or a case submission based on the records attributes. All this we have given. Okay, this is yet to become here. We are in the autoresponders. So autorespons rules and the workflow email alerts are provide similar functionality. Some difference between the workflow rules and autorespons rules, so you can decide which process to use. I thought they gave difference. Initial response to the contact who created the case or the person who submitted the lead on the web. A case or lead is created. A contact or a case or the person who submitted the lead on the web sends an email based on the first rule enter criteria. That rule matches in the sequence of the rules. I think majority have did this. So web to lead, when someone is sent, I send email to case. Correct. If someone is doing web to case, if a thing, so I was doing email to case. So that reason it fired me in an auto response role. So the moment I tried to create manually, it didn't fire it out. So I'll check on that. Why on a manual creations you are not firing any auto response rule for us? I'll check. No need not to waste too much time on it. So guys, you're getting what we're trying to do here. Auto response rules we have configured such a way that okay, if your case origin is phone and the email, of course, with the no reply email address, you have to fire an email. That was our concept. We choose a template also. Template is something that a generic sales is what we had, the same template we have chosen. Now from email to case when we send, it replied or not given me response properly. When I tried to create manually, that to forcibly I said that I don't activate an assignment rules or send a notification to customer. Still, the notification came as simple a thing where like it given directly to me as a system admin is given to me. So then it doesn't mean it is given auto response rule. Auto response rule should be fired like this, where I have configured like say no reply McDonald's. So that is the perfect one. So when you try to create a manual case, why it is not firing, I'll let know. I'll investigate and let you know, guys. And what is the actual behavior also, I'll let you know. In what case this would be 100% on surely with a reply for no auto response rule. Okay, let's jump into escalation rule and then we'll close this topic. Escalation rule is again, so even after creating a case only you can justify whether the or are the tickets which we have are meeting the escalation criteria. So automatically determine when the case should escalate and what action to take after you create a rule. After you create a rule, select if the rules are list and add entries. Yes. Standard one already there, so I don't want standard one. I want to get new one. So case escalate. I'm saying. I'm gonna activate this, and I say yes. So now case escalate is active, and I'm gonna modify this. Put an entry criteria. So I'm gonna put sorting one. So two types of evaluation criteria we have. So one is based on the formulas also we have. So formulas when you come to next chapter that time in the majority of the workflows we will try to implement the formulas. But currently point click only thing. Okay, I'm just assigning the value and then meeting the criteria thing. Like so when should I escalate the criteria? As if you see, sometimes you don't want it to escalate the you don't want it criteria at all. In what base you wanted to have a escalation things. You can justify that. Mm, Case status somewhere I should see. Not case status, case priority. Yeah. When the case priority is equals to high, but still you guys are not responding within 3 days. So that is my concern. Still we know that is a priority case, but no one has responded. So case priority equals high. You can select in no one or more options also you can select. It will be in R state. So either this or that, like that it is. So we are in the value of high. When a case is created, when the case is created and disabled after the case is first modified based on the last modification time. So either of them you can consider. Last modification time, I can also take it. Why last modification? So the moment you try to create a case and you're checking the last modified time and no one has touched. From there, you're gonna give me 2 days of time or 1 day of time. If no one tests, then of course, then that should be an escalated way. If someone is modifying, I think we can just notify saying that okay, this case has worked or not. Now, if you don't wish that, okay, I don't believe on modification time. If people simply go on to the case and simply edit and save it, so then that particular case won't fire at all. You want to escalate a case on some reason. It is a high priority. If you're saying that you are working on this case and it should be high, and I'll give one more where the status case status still no equals to new. New when do we get it? When we create a new case, that time we get as new. Priority is high, case is still new, and no one changes the status when it is created. That makes sense for me. From the beginning of the case created, still in the new state, and it's a high. No one worked on it. Then I would fire for escalation. Based on the last modification time, yes, people can cheat. How? Just simply go to case and edit something and save it. So that means someone is working on it. It behaves something like that. Then our autoresponder rule after 3 days. So modified time plus 3 days is the one escalation time. It will be crazy. If you keep modifying the last modification, it will never reach that particular thing. But whereas I'm going to say on a created date, case created date, it is high, status is still new. That's how it's freshly it comes in, and no one tests for some duration. So then I will say escalate this. What is escalate actions you want to do it? So I'm going to say new. So here we have in 30 minutes. If I want to fire, I would say that 0 to 30 minutes. Or you can give days like say 2 days, 3 days, 3 days, 30 minutes. So for example, you see here the number of hours that after you case which should be escalated. Okay, 3 hours, 3 hour 30 minutes, 0 hour 30 minutes, 24 hour. You give a time like 1 day, 30 minutes. So I want to fire in 30 minutes. I say you give 0 here and 30 minutes by default it should be there. You can keep both as 0, 0. Okay. Now, when it is automatically escalating a case, do you want it to notify to who are the people? Hmm. Auto reassign cases to, if I have a queue, and I say um, L2 team. So it's basically L1 is someone who is the front end team. L2 is the next level team. Is of course I'm gonna create on the case. We don't have any members. Here I'm gonna simply choose only one. If you have another users, we can keep them also. Not only users you can select, you can choose again a group. I can choose the roles or subordinates. All that you can choose here. For example, roles you choose. All those roles you can assign here. And roles and subordinates. So they are guys and they're all child or subordinates also. You can choose them here. It depends on you which type of queue members you're trying to add. Either one or the subordinates of all, you're gonna add it. So basically, I'm trying to create L2 team. So a couple of members would be here, I think. So why I want to create L2 team is because in the escalation rule, I'm saying that I want to reassign this to a particular queue. L2 team. Because we think that they are the high level team. And the notification template, I would say case reassignment. Just a minute. Auto reassign. So I would say that reassignment as a template. Look at this support case reassignment notification. So if you want to notify the users, yes, you can notify by notify this user. To whom you have to notify. It is asking a question. If at all um, an admin is there, we can notify to those guy. Escalated case notification. We can choose this notification. Reassignment is to a respective queue, and notifying the user is the respective user who we wanted to notify. And other guys are like who are the additional people you wanted to notify. Like say, so I will choose. Oh, this is a big one. Let me go with 3 emails here. So for all of three, I would copy here. So I'm choosing all of 3 emails. Even for you guys, the email should receive. So why I'm saying that it's an additional email. Okay, how notification if it comes, how it will look like. Okay, no problem. So escalation rule is active now. So in 30 minutes it will fire. So we can't say now. Maybe now or in after 30 minutes you can see the any escalation rules that can be fired. So what is our agenda is here? So the agenda is very simple. We need to try to create a case and still it is in a high priority plus plus your case is still in open state that is new state and 30 minutes no one has touched the particular ticket. And that is the thing where it fires, reassigns to whatever the queue it could be. It reassigns to the L2 team and then it notifies to all the users. But this case is from now it is moved to L2 team. Guys, any questions here?
What is this queue concept here?
Because you are trying to do from escalating to one person you cannot do it. Escalating to another level team you have to do it. Let's say your L1 team is the one who is responding, should respond for your basic. I mean, the moment you try to create a case, they have to respond it, and they're failing to do it. There will be another team. So another team is basically they're also expertise teams where you can say L2 team. So again, when why I want to put into queue is because collection of users would be there in the queue, right?
Mm-hmm.
Any one of the people of L2 team they can take up and then they can start working on it. While the tickets are getting escalated, we cannot rely on 1 or 2 persons. It should be a bunch of people again. Anyone should be there to take the work and then they should start working on the case.
Okay.
So basically, a case could be assigned to either a user or a queue. In recent release, Salesforce has brought up to the a group also you can assign public groups. However, eventually they're all talking about users only. Either you're a single user or a queue or a public groups. All they're talking about assigned to users. Still, that public user has not been here. Only we can see while we are reassigning it, we can see either queue or a user. That is what I can see here. Take it here, user or a queue. In some other areas, already Salesforce has brought up user, queue, and a public groups. They have brought up. Maybe for still the escalation rules they're not implemented. I think so. What this all talking about is either I want to assign to a single user, I want to assign to a queue or a public group. Whatever it is, it's all overall the users only. So they are trying to assign to a case to a particular user or a group of people. Now they can assign to themselves and they start working on the case. Getting it? See, when you say why you want to have a queue, if I say, what do you say? What do you understand by queue?
It's a list of items.
No, it's not items. It's a list of users in
I mean,
Salesforce we see.
list of any other. No, okay. Can you explain me from the first? I mean, not the step. So once there is a ticket which has not been attended by someone,
Uh-huh.
so you go to escalation rules, right?
Yeah.
And then you'll create a new rule. Uh, uh, and
No.
then
See, let's come to the generic point. See, one is configuration point, one is the actual working point. So in actual working case, what you're trying to do is,
you're going to
you
escalate to the higher
yeah,
team. I'm
first in
middle
a
level.
first scenario where we don't have escalation role only, you think you try to create
Okay.
a case, but no one responded to the people, no responded back to the ticket. You get pissed off, and the customer satisfaction not be there. Now, what Salesforce is trying to do is you are trying to go to Salesforce system and you're trying to implement the escalation case. So while you're doing that, you're thinking that okay, should I assign it to only one user? To if you escalate to a particular case to one user, if that user again is not responding, what will be the problem?
Right.
So it will be another issue where that girl is not responding. So we'll go in a generic way where okay, let me put into a queue. The queue is basically we'll have a queue members. Queue members is not only one guy. We'll have a couple of peoples. Any one of the queue members would attend this case and then start working on it. That is what ideology should be. So in that case, what it is, okay, create a escalate case, give some rules when this particular case should be escalated. According to SLA, they would have defined somewhere saying in okay, whenever the case is priority is high plus and the status is still in the new status. Getting
Okay.
so that is rule criteria. And the duration now is it is for 24 hours you are giving the time frame for them to attend this ticket and then to start working on it. But in few companies, it's very, very critical. If a high priority ticket comes within 30 minutes, you have to address it. Within 5 hours, you have to address. It's fine. If not addressed, we're moving to the next higher level team. We again talk about team only because L1 would be a 10 members, L2 also would be a 10 members. They all working on a priority items, which is something like a crazy stuff would be there, or something went wrong, or someone who not attended. All this ticket goes to L2 team. So basically, that is what escalated cases we say.
Can you open the action? 30 minutes. I mean, yeah. I wanted to see what it. So if we try to create a new one,
So there is one we have put 30 minutes. That means in 30 minutes it will fire. And who is the reassignment team should be? So this is a team we have given here. Who are the notifiers? Users you have to notify. To this user means the user who have created the case. So for them you have to notify. Case owners is always the person who created the ticket. But who are the owners? I mean, who are the users associated to the case? Would be these users. It depends on you. I just given additional users of all of your names just for an understanding purpose. So this is not a mandatory one where to set up for the particular notifying users. Reassignment is one of the very important thing in this particular escalation case. You can notify to the respective user saying that was we have escalated your case. That we can notify to the who actually wanted the case to be created for, who is actually a customer.
so these fields you'll see only once you create a uh, new rule, right? Because I'm trying to create a new one, but I don't see these fields.
Which
I'm
one?
just seeing step one as the order and the step two as selection criteria.
So are you in escalation queue? I mean escalation rules.
I'm an escalation rule entry edit.
Yeah, after the rule entry in the below things you can see it. Let's say you're gonna cancel this.
Yeah, just try to create a new one.
And in the rule entry below you can see the actions.
Okay, so first you have to create a rule entry and then you have to set up an action that has to be happened.
Yeah.
But
First
this
thing
is
you
not auto response, right?
this is not auto response.
This is not the case for auto response. Once you create the rule and the criteria, once the criteria match, it automatically sends an email.
Yeah, it is a different email we are specifically sending for case escalations.
So we need to mention an action here. Okay.
I say came up from the escalation point here.
What's that?
So look at this. I've come from the escalation rule all the way. So
Okay.
first thing is you have to create a rule.
Okay.
First you create a rule and you made it active, and then you have entry criteria. In under this entry criteria,
Keep
so
on
you,
editing. Okay.
so you see these actions. So rule, whatever the rule you have entry criteria have given, under the respective action it is. And again, actions can be multiple based on what you want to fire. For 30 minutes, what you want to fire. For 80 minutes, what you want to fire. For 2 days, what you want to fire. You can keep reassigning the tickets based on if still the peoples are not responding back here. Now let's say to L2 team within 30 minutes if they don't respond. Again you edit it. So again you give new. And again I will give within 2 hours. If they don't do, go to L3 team. If something like L3 team you have, you can give them also. Let me check whether we have a clone option here. Not a clone option. Or else I would have created L3 team.
I understand. I understand it.
So you can do that. It's just basically we are saying that hey, we respond within this time, and always I'm calculating on how the escalation times are set. When from the created date, 30 minutes you're giving a time, and they should all have these values matched. Only then I'll fire here. Or else we're not even go there.
Okay.
So let's try to create one such case where with high priority, all the stuff will do it.
We have
So no,
1 30 seconds.
okay. Quickly, let me try to create a case. So it's new. Status should be new, and the priority should be high. So this is the entry criteria, and I'm giving for both only, and the origin could be anything. We don't care about a phone, email, whatever. So I don't give any assignment rules also still. So this is not account name of what this. It's a sub training. Issue with what quality. So I don't do any. I just simple case creations have did. So email won't be fired. Case is created. Now we have to wait for, since it's new and high priority. From now, 30 minutes, no one touch this. Then it should automatically escalate the case. So whoever is free after 30 minutes, if you see to your emails, if it is any email fired, then respond in the yeah. So what I was saying is, if it is high and the status is new, within 30 minutes you should get an escalation email. So please monitor your if you are awakened or in 30 minutes you want to see an escalation emails would have been fired, so we can check with them. So all I wanted to check another side is autoresponder is getting fired for a normal case creation or only by when it comes from outside, let's say web to case or email to case when it fires, that I'll check. Otherwise the escalation rule is this is the status that we have. Any questions here, guys? So all these rules, assignment rules, auto-response rules, and escalation rules will have all the same status of checking where you put assignment rules or the rule should be active only one. At the same time, they have a rule entry criteria where you give sorting orders 1, 2, 3 so far and give the entry criteria is all the same. And the purpose is all in the assignment rules, it is assigned to a respective queues. Auto responds back to a particular case when it comes from outside to inside. You saying that okay, thanks for responding, and there's a no reply emails we get from there. So that is a takeaway. And escalation rules when a case has been created with their respective category or whatever the category is given, on a case created plus your status is new, and then you can have any role criteria that has been given, where we defined as on a case creations where the ticket is new and then still it is in high priority for 30 minutes known been worked upon it, so then we will escalate the case. So that is use case we have been put here. So in your projects you can have a different variants, like on what type you wanted to have an auto response rule that you have to decide it on. For example, if someone is working in an insurance app, for the insurance app, um, very beginning, do they have any lead creation? If you are also having a CRM type of models in your no insurance app, so then again this type of an assignment rules and auto response rules you can have. So assignment rules and auto response rules are the common for leads and both cases. Escalation talks about on a duration for a case management it works out because no leads will come and say that please escalate me. So that is one thing which can say. Um, it's used wisely wherever you want to use, but it can be used only for the leads and cases of your project, whichever you're working. If they could have leads or case type of things, then you can use them effectively. So now whether the escalation rules are fair or not, how do we justify? So you go to escalation, there's a environment monitoring, just simple type escalation here. So it get case escalations. So you can get to see the record whichever is here. So prior to that, you need to know the name of the escalation rule, right? Case escalate is the rule name. Counter the escalation rules and give the uh, escalation rule equals this. Look at this. This is in the record where in escalation queues, which is monitoring, this would be the next record to fire because they are meeting the entry criteria. You guys getting? So one of the cases which is matching with this criteria, still not no one has been touched. So that's reason still it is here. So if it is reaching 30 minutes, then this particular record would fire for escalation case. And which is the ticket number? This is the one. So this particular case would go for escalate mode. Why? Because its status is new and the priority is high, so no one is touched. It has gone to escalation queue. Now, if that particular case wanted to get executed, so then for sure it will move to L2 team and emails would be fired. It's loading slow. Okay, see new and status is high. So any questions, guys? Here. So this is the right no ticket which should be fired for an escalation, new Hanai, and I didn't work on it till for 30 minutes. So this has been on the track for to escalate. Any questions, guys?
No.
No.
Is it boring?
No.
No.
Don't have an options because it's the rules. We have to define it. How this all comes to us, service cloud, where you want to do some escalation type things. But if you do for a custom object, these all things are not available, guys. So we have to write our custom logic to escalate something. Custom UI need to have we have to escalate something because the moment you type escalations, we are not saying anything. They are just saying as case escalation. That means it's only specific for case. And auto response rules, it says one the moment when you say auto response, see when I say escalation rule, it's only available in service that too for case. When I say auto response, lead auto response, case auto response. So that means only these two people can do this activity. So other custom objects, we don't have such opportunity. So, but yes, when we come to custom object, what are things like this? How these guys are achieving it? We can also achieve it via through workflows or a process builders, where we get into the concept of where we see here in the 13, 14, 15 chapters, we'll see a couple of the email triggers and actions templates, couple of widely we'll be using there. So we'll check there. Okay, let's talk 1 minute about record time. I think already you guys got to know about the record types. Few more tips on the record types I'll give it. Record types, you just jump into a record to any object. You trying to create a record types. Why? Because you want to have two different UIs. So in your projects, all of your three projects, majority have the record types. So let's try likewise which have created account is account have created record types. So where you have a page load, if you see, very important things is our page layouts. Record types are for record types, the backbones are the page layouts. Without page load, you cannot define anything. Getting? So I need to say that hey, you are a restaurant layout. You should say you are individual, you are a business layout. Each and every layout you would have their own fields and sections you would have added. Now all this you have segregated. So adding by or removing fields or adding a buttons, whatever you do, you have customized the by adding fields and related to the layouts you have been done. Layouts are ready. Then you come for record types. Record types is the one now it is choosing. You are defining, okay, if you are choosing restaurant as my record type, the moment when I try to create new record, then you land it to which page? Page layout. The moment I click on the okay, we see page layout assignments. See, for a business customer, you have given a business customer layout. For individual customer, you give individual customer layout. For restaurant, you give restaurant layout. For some reason, for some of the guys, you don't want to give, let's say, McDonald's sales rep. For sales rep, business customer, you're not given access. Then you can remove them. Or you can say individual customer, you can remove them. So when the user logs in, you would see a flat, a standard, only simple template that you can give. What you have to do is basically you should not assign any templates to those guys. Sorry, any page load to those guys. So if you give a simple one, only that would be appeared. What I'm trying to say is always a sales rep would not create a restaurant template. So when a sales rep logs in, I can say them you are not supposed to create a restaurant. That also I can do it. How? So go edit the assignments specifically on sales rep. If you want to change, you can change it. But if you want to remove them or you want to give a flat account, you can still change back to their respective values. What was a master? For example, assume this was a master of a thing, you can get them back. You don't want to show the restaurant layout to them. Say, but default, everyone is having a restaurant layout. So I would say a default everyone would have. What is that? Sorry. Default has a restaurant layout. In a default case, I'm giving him as this account layout. Is hearing. So that way, when this guy logs in, you would be able to see business customer and individual customer. Anyway, these two things are both same, so you will not be able to see them. Customer and individual you can see. That's the level of access we are giving to him. At the profile level also, sorry, at record type to which profile who are been able to see that also we have seen here. I got here. Because I don't want to open up the access of restaurant to the Mr. Sales guy, where he is not trying to get any restaurants in that case. So one more thing here is, one we are controlling the page layouts. The other thing is I go to restaurant record type which you define, and I choose a couple of pick list we have here. Even the pick list you can manage at each record types. Record types pick list for this is different. I can give same field API, same field. For example, you come here, you say account source. What is this account source basically will have? We have inquiry, the other stuff you have. So I can take of them all of the three for this particular layout. What is that? For a business customer, I can show only two things. Account source, you have web inquiry or phone inquiry. That's it. So like this, for each record type, I can define a values of pick list which are there. So that is another advantage of having a record types by defining them. So like that, each every restaurants I can have a pick list. Same pick list fields only, but I'm giving 2 here, 3 here, 4 here. Let's say account source, 4 values I've enabled here, 3 values I've given here. I have given 0 here. It does all depends on the record types which I want to choose. Because the same pick list which is called account source, I don't want it to show much to my individual users. So I want to show my account source to this guy. Then I will cut short. I'll reduce, I'll not even display that. It depends on to whom you can show all of this, because that particular field is there in the page layout only, then it makes sense. If that particular field is not there in the page layout of this particular individual customer, then doesn't make sense. Go to this particular record type and you see account source. If this particular account source is not added to the individual customer page layout of this respective record type, then we need not to configure anything here because the field itself is not there. Whichever the field is there, common across the layouts of all three, and you wanted to give one value above, one value less, then it's a good place to monitor the record types. Do not go and change in the original record type. So where if you do one original record type, that's a one field is referencing across the 3 page layouts. If you disturb one, all the other page layouts, the fields values would be affected. So we should not disturb the original fields where the value is getting impacted. Rather, you can come to each record type and give upper low whatever the values which you wanted in the pick list. Guys, you getting? Do not go to respective object manager and their fields and go to account source in the fields relationship. Do not remove any fields values from there. If you do that, it will be reflecting across the all the page layouts. Rather, you can come to each and every record type respective page layout pick list. You can come and enable or disable what you can do here. Does it make sense?
Mhm.
Now, for particularly for a business customer, I went and I removed 3 values. If I just go to fields and relationship, account source, it will be there. All the values would be there. All the values would be there. So when I just log in as a so when I just open any accounts, was basically I'll go to a business account. Where's that? Business customers. To this business customers, if I have account source only, then it makes sense. But now I've thrown out the account source. Look at this account source only is not there. So no meaning in configuring them. So let me come here. Record types. Who we have here? Account site. Account is a type. Type is one good thing. He's a business customer. I don't want it to show all of these values. So look at this. I throw off. So business customer I came in. I'll go to type. I'll go edit. And then those are so many things we have. Business customer don't interact with the customer direct. I say prospect others. Only these 2 values should be present for me. Save it. Now you come here. Though you're seeing so many here, because it is of type what? It is of type business customer. So let me refresh this. For a business customer layout, on that particular field, which is account type, we should be seeing only this two. Because only for this particular layout we have configured. Whatever we removed, it is not originally modified in the fields and relationship, whatever in the fields. But only for this at a record type, we are controlling them. What pick list you should hold it here. Now, if I just go back to accounts, if I go back to any other guys, let's say restaurants, when I open any restaurant here, if they have a type account type, so they have all of the values. See, for this record type of the respective pick list, we didn't do anything. So it is displaying whole. Only for the business customer, we are showing the type as two. Like these guys as whole. So these are two difference which I want to say to you guys. One is about modifying the right alignment of a page layout to record type, even at the profile level for each record type of the page layout you want to display, you can design. And another one is the pick list you can restrict onto the respective page layouts of a record type. So these are the two things important when you're talking about record types.
Okay.
Otherwise, how to create all this we know, right? So the definition of record type would be it is like a business process where you define what pages you should choose based on the option that you selected from the record type pop-up.
Okay.
Okay, so then what to do is for tomorrow, so check on to any of the your project. You should have implemented the record types at the beginning because already we have getting here. So your projects should have applications already, users you're going to, profiles you're designing in, and the objects already of touch. Any standard objects that you wanted to create record types, please touch the area and create this record type and be ready. So then, so what we're going to do is we're going to start from tomorrow on 22, 23 chapters. Maybe in one day I can finish this off, or I can take 2 days also. So then we're going to sit for a complete 5 to 7 days. So completely we're going to work on this model from 11th to 18th or 19th chapters. So where we're going to fully focus on the project in a scenario. Once you do this, you will have that punch of doing an application. So I don't want to disturb again telling this type of theoretic things. So let me all complete this and then we'll go one flow. So with that configuration mode with something which is a big achievement, then we'll go to development. So it will be having more punch. Yes, getting? Because too many things if you think over and then you're moving on to development, that mindset would be different. So it will be more accurate. So then again putting giving of text descriptions or static things, how do you talk that I mean this is all the theoretical into we can give you boring to you guys. With that mode we don't want to enter into development mode, whatever is my approach is. Okay. Any questions guys?
I have
Um,
one question.
Go ahead.
Sorry, Tushar, you want to
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So on the page layout, so like right now we are working on the projects, right? So we have created the profile, I've created the roles, users,
Mm-hmm.
and I know I started with the objects earlier. So this page layouts we have to create for each object. We need to create the page layout, or
You're not creating. So the moment when you try to create a new object, automatically these things comes in.
right,
For example, if I go to an object manager, let's say claim is my custom object. Sorry, I don't have any custom object here. Okay, let's talk simply about normal object, standard object also. I got to contact something here. So when you create a custom object, also the same thing should be there. No any changes.
right, right.
So when you click on the page layout, you'd see the default page layouts which is already there. Basically,
Right.
for a custom object, only one it will be. For standard objects, they're talking about marketing, sales, support. However, for
Okay.
each users when they log in, they are defining at the as each profile should be shown. Sorry, page layout
Okay.
should be shown for them. Now, as being one layout you have, you can clone them by saying that new. When I click on new, you should choose which layout you wanted it, and then you keep giving new names, whichever you want. So you'll be having three layouts or two layouts,
Mhm.
whatever it is. Go to record types, give a name of the record types. Let's say customer, map to customer,
Mhm.
individual, map to individual layout. So that way your record types are mapped with each page layouts.
Okay. Okay.
So that's how we say page layout assignment for record types. Record
Okay.
types is just we say it's like a traffic says a left, right, something. But actually, original thing is you should have a layout. That's the backbone.
Okay. Okay. So record is different from the record types, right?
Yeah, of course, yes. Records are basically what you say is data.
Fields.
Say okay.
Record is basically data.
Data.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
Record
it.
type
Data.
is something is what type of a record that you're defining. Let's say it's a business record or it's a customer record or an individual record. So those we are defining by
Okay.
types.
Okay. And we need to use record types in our project.
Yeah, I think each and every use case we have record types, so you can effectively use.
Okay. 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 Thank you.
Okay, Tushira, what do you question?
Uh, this is not about this. It's about the project. You said you're gonna give us the workflow, like what should we do one after other.
Mm-hmm.
Um, is can you when can you give us?
So where are we now in your projects? So that status we want to know because every day 5 minutes, if you demonstrate where are you, so then it will be easy for me to give a no roadmap.
Oh,
For example,
okay.
what till now where you worked on, what is next step should be something if you ask, then I can guide on to the is looking at a screen or give an additional inputs that I can show. Because you guys saying that we're working on at the basic level. So let's say you can have your own points saying car sales model. What has been so far implemented? So A, profiles users are ready. B, and roles are ready. Now C, I'm creating and working on objects. Now, whatever you've done, you can demonstrate that basically. Quick 5 to 6 minutes, you can take off your time and then say that this or XYZ thing is done. Then something would run in my mind. I would say that okay, this additional could be there. It would be benefit for you
Okay.
because by looking at something only we can justify. So that way, whatever you're going to keep keeping in progress, I can say that please remove this, please add this. Some suggestion I can give it on.
Okay.
Hey,
Okay.
I'm dropping off, guys. See you tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
So please
So
just check on
Y-
to the things and then looking at a project something you want to do. I mean, basically, I'm asking to you to demonstrate.
yeah, of course we'll do. I have another question. I didn't get the email for the forgot password. I've been waiting since a very long time. So can I call customer care or what should I do?
Is
Try
it your
tomorrow once again to Shirham. It'll
hey,
work.
Tushar is yours is a free developer or you are working on a trail? I mean, trail or
Free.
free developer, right? Then it shouldn't be an issue.
I don't know. I mean, if I had to create a new one, everything will go again. I have to start from the first.
No,
Uh,
even I have
I mean,
seen
I
that
created the objects, I did the
so
users, everything.
did you remember the user which the second user which you created?
Second user?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, then tell me the second user. Whatever. I mean,
Okay.
I'm saying it is. Don't think it is a
Yeah,
big
yeah.
deal.
Yeah.
In the
Today only
project
I got
purpose,
verified.
yeah, give that
Yeah,
username.
yeah. Okay. It
You
would
can ping me. You
be
can ping me quickly. I can check it out.
1 second. Oh, but I didn't verify the account. Do I have to verify?
Yeah, you can verify the account. So do one thing. The second user which you created, so just go to that email and then click on verify and sign up. I mean, whatever the user you can give username and a password. Via through that
Oh,
user you can log in and see what is the issue with the user number one. Oh, the good thing
okay,
is
wait. Let me give you. I
the good thing
got.
you've done is you have created a second user But with the help of that user, we can log into your system at least.
Oh, okay. Control C. Chat.
If you have only one user, that the primary user itself is impacted, so there's no option to join or log into
Um,
our second
do you
user.
want the password? Change.
So
Okay, got it.
okay. So when you're going to give a demonstration, so you user specific names. For example, you're doing a sales rep,
Oh, like that.
sales rep
Okay.
at sales rep at uh,
I got
car
the
sales,
verification
sales
code.
rep at carsales.com. Something that you're going to give as using
37948.
7948. Okay.
48. I mean, I did the MFA before. Sorry.
So we're able to log in to Mahabharatam. So you're going to see on person settings and advanced user details. Firstly, we need to check what type of user he is.
I think this guy is the sales guy. I assigned to sales profile, I guess.
Keep loading. Yeah, it's a sales platform. My God,
Yeah.
with the help of this, how are you gonna?
Oh, you want Salesforce
Let me check.
license?
Look at these users we have. So this is system admin we have.
This guy I want to try to change the profile. It was assigned to system administrator. I want to change it to the CEO. I'm unable to do it. That's the one question I have.
So user provision. I think. No, see, he's a low-level profile who is basically the guy who logged in is a low-level profile. So what is the issue with you? I mean,
If you
la-
want, I can. I mean, the issue is, if you see the profile here, it is assigned to system admin, but the profile is
no,
RO underscore C.
no. This is I've just come via through users list, and I'm seeing you. This is the primary user.
Oh,
You're
oh.
getting
I mean, I put myself as the CEO.
correct, correct. So all users. Let's see.
Yeah, I created these users.
These many users you have. Okay.
Yeah. So I
So
created actually 5 users, but for the rest 2 users, I don't know the license what to use. So I wanted to ask you that also.
only 5 maximum.
Oh,
Ah,
okay.
look at this. Everywhere you used rideon.com. This is a perfect. Why for who's that guy? Who is the other one? Hey,
Neha.
Neha. Okay.
I've created only 5.
Okay, no problem. So name as Rideon. Okay.
What to do? I have 7 profiles now. It's
Oh,
okay?
no show that. No show that.
Okay, okay.
You
Yeah,
can
this
switch,
was
take
another
any pull
question.
to any users and then you can associate to someone. No problem. Now all
Okay,
we have to
okay.
check is your why you are not able to
So,
log in.
yeah, I did this and I created the
So then you have
objects
any
also.
any other users here? So many users here, no? So who is using system admin? This.
That guy is me. So I
So
cannot change that guy
who is
to
Jamie?
CEO,
Jamie is okay.
insurance agent.
Who is the next system admin level profile guy?
Regional manager. Sia.
Yeah, perfect.
I wanted it to be.
Now, do you have a user for this? You have a username and password for this.
I think I have a password. Let me just. If not, I can just do it right now.
So if you have a password, then you can log in as this here, and then you can control your user, your original user.
Oh,
Yeah, because same profile, no user license administrator profile. And did you take off the majority of the permissions from this,
From who?
from a Salesforce regional manager profile,
Mm-hmm.
all the way up.
This is what for system admin.
Let me quickly check. My God, majority of taking. No problem. So you just log in anyway. It's a system admin profile. So we will
I
be at
don't
least.
know a couple of them. Like there are WDC user. There is different. I don't know what it is, so I didn't even tick it.
No, no problem.
No, okay. Oh, 1 second. Let me just do it.
See, this user doesn't have any that level of modification. Only view users you can have. He doesn't have a modifying permissions. Salesforce platform user is the user who logged in. Neha is
Mm-hmm.
a platform user, so doesn't have
Yeah,
much of it.
because that guy is the sales agent, right? So of course, you said you should not give all the permissions for.
Perfect.
mm, Yeah,
No, no problem. This is correct.
just the
But
CEO and the regional manager has.
now I'm just wondering how your original user is not able to log in.
Exactly. I'm not able. I'm not
So
even getting the email.
your regional managers are. Did we change the authentic factor? For system admin shouldn't be.
What?
No, the regional manager's user. Someone you said no. Who is the regional manager? Sia.
Uh-huh.
So log into Sia and check whether you're able to modify to your user. As being as a Sia, also you can reset the password for you.
Let me try.
If you just see a user here on the top, you set a reset, right? There will be reset button. If you log in as Sia, go to user section, and at the top you can see there's the three buttons will be there for you. Click a user of you, who is that Tushira, and then set a reset the password. If
Okay,
that
let
you
me
are
just
able to
try.
do it, then you can easily get your email ID, then you can sort this issue.
Okay. Okay. Oh, can I share my screen once?
Yeah. So we have 4 minutes
Yeah.
left.
Oh, okay.
No, no.
I mean it's
You
saying
can still share
it's
the screen to us.
actually
I'm making
yeah.
note. Quickly share. Let's
Okay.
see.
Okay. Okay. So here if you see, to access this page, you have to log into Salesforce.
Hmm.
Okay.
Click on that.
It's saying that when I typed the
Is it
username and
incognito or normal window?
normal.
Okay, take to a no. Have you verified this user?
I did. I did.
Go to the incognito window and then you type something as login.salesforce.com. Just keep login.salesforce.com.
Okay. Login dot.
Hmm. Then now you give that
Yeah.
yeah. Hmm. Oh, you've enabled the authenticators.
Yeah, I did. Like I did that.
Okay, that is the thing
2 seconds.
that's been impacting you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, this
Oh,
when we do is because you are all connected to the same user, same mobile phone, right? So for CI, do you have given the different, mobile numbers?
same. I just did it.
Hmm, no problem. So you go to the setup. and just check to the user. Hope we should be able to manage you as a system admin. Okay, at least great. So
This
click
guy.
on Toshira, Sai. Click on, yeah, it's okay. So come down. Don't do anything. Come down. See what is happening to your account. Go down. So yes, you're logging successfully. What is happening here?
I'm on it. Okay, I'll show you what is actually happening.
Look at this. You're successfully you're logged in till the last moment. So when did you log in? 2:10, 11:44 a.m. PST. So
Today
this is-
morning. Yeah, I've been
then-
working since then.
no, then thereafter you tried it something with the username and a password.
With this one? This username you're saying?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, if you forgot your password, then you can do a reset right away here. So it'll trigger an email. Yeah.
Oh, I got it finally. Oh God. Okay, thank you. I'll do this.
Yeah, please do this and let us know if it
Thank
is
you
able
so
to.
much, Kant.
So basically, you have created users. That is one thing which has benefited you, because at least from another user who is having the same profile, we can do something like resetting your password. And good thing is
Oh,
that you didn't disable the manage users simple checkbox we have. So manage users, there is a checkbox. If it is unchecked, even this you cannot be able to do it. Anyway, um, so let us know if it is already sorted out in the chat, WhatsApp chat. Okay.
sure.
Yeah. Thank you all.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, see
Thank you,
you.
Jamsil, for staying.
No, it's good to know. Thanks.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.